Morning. Thank you for joining today's daily webinar. Today, we're going to talk about do 401k and IRA rollovers count toward the solo 401k annual contribution limit rules. We're also going to answer your questions live here on the chat. As always, today's webinar is for informational purposes. We're not providing tax or financial advice. As always, please like this video as it helps us to get the word out on this important information to other solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, self-employed persons like you. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Go ahead and ask your questions in the live chat as well. We do these webinars to not only cover certain topics, but also to go over your daily questions as well. All are free to join, whether you're a client or a potential or not a client for that matter. So again, the question here is, do 401k and IRA rollovers to a solo 401k plan count toward the annual solo 401k annual contribution limit? The quick answer is no. And that's great news because the annual contribution limit to a solo 401k plan for 2025, for example, is $70,000 for those who are under age 50. And many clients like to use a solo 401k to consolidate their other retirement accounts, whereby they transfer traditional IRAs, self-employed SEP IRAs. They might be self-employed already, for example, and they have a SEP IRA, and they are just now learning about the power of the solo 401k plan. We've actually done past webinars comparing the SEP IRA versus the solo 401k plan. And the solo 401k plan is better than the SEP IRA for many reasons, as you will find out in those past live stream webinars. So many clients will transfer their SEP IRAs over to the solo 401k plan, and there's no limit. So your SEP IRA may be worth a couple $100,000 or $1 million, for instance. That can all be transferred to the solo 401k plan without impacting your annual solo 401k contribution limits. As I mentioned, for 2025, the annual contribution limit is $70,000. For 2024, it's $69,000, and you still have time to contribute for tax year 2024. Other types of retirement accounts and IRAs that can be transferred to the solo 401k plan without impacting your annual solo 401k contribution limit are simple IRAs. You can also transfer former employer 401k plans, profit sharing plans, money purchase plans. There aren't too many money purchase plans out there anymore. They've kind of gone obsolete, but from time to time, we come across some clients that do have one and that can be transferred over. Same thing with defined benefit plans, 457 plans, 403b plans, as well as thrift savings plans. So again, the transfer of retirement plans from other former employer plans or IRAs will not impact your annual solo 401k contribution limit. So that's great news again. Let's talk a little bit about the annual solo 401k contribution limits, since we're on that topic. So the annual solo 401k contribution limits are determined by your net self-employment income. Here we've got an example of a two-participant solo 401k plan. So for instance, let's say both spouses are working for the same LLC. They can both participate in the same solo 401k plan, where the LLC would sponsor the solo 401k plan, and then each participant would participate in the plan, and so it's just one plan. Each participant can make various contribution types, such as pre-tax solo 401k contributions, Roth solo 401k contributions, and voluntary after-tax solo 401k contributions. This slide here shows a total of 6 separate holding accounts. So it's still considered one plan, but you are required to separately track each participant's, let's say each spouse's funds, and that's tracked by opening up separate bank and or brokerage accounts, aka holding accounts, under the same solo 401k plan to hold each participant's funds. Solo 401k is a defined contribution plan, thus it requires separate holding accounts for each participant and separate types for each participant. So this slide here shows a total of 6 holding accounts because there are 2 participants in the plan. If there were only 1 participant in the plan, it would just list 3 separate holding accounts. And keep in mind that you're not required to make these types of contributions every year, nor are you required to open up the bank or brokerage accounts for all of these sources right away. But that does not mean that you're not going to be able to later make those contributions, because the plan that we provide is already built to allow for these various contribution types. So by having separate holding accounts, you're able to make contributions to the plan of various sources, whether it's Roth, pre-tax, or voluntary after-tax. So for tax year 2024, the annual contribution limit is $69,000. Unless you're age 50 or older in 2024, therefore you could do a catch-up amount of $7,500 as well. So you could contribute a total of $76,500. Now, again, it's not too late to contribute for tax year 2024. Specifically, if you are a sole proprietorship, you have until April 15 of this year, so 2025, to open a solo 401k plan so that you can make contributions for tax year 2024. And that's true for all contribution types, both employer, as well as Roth and voluntary after-tax contributions. So you still have plenty of time to open that plan here in 2024, here in 2025, so that you can make 2025 contributions. Now, if your business is an S corporation or an LLC tax as an S corporation, you're going to be able to make employer and voluntary after-tax solo 401k contributions for 2024 if you open the plan now here in 2025, and you do so by September 15 of this year if you filed for a timely extension of your tax return for 2024 if you're an S corporation. Now, the 2025 contribution limits increased from $69,000 to $70,000 for those who are under age 50. If you're age 50 or older, you can do a catch-up amount of $7,500. Now, there's also a new catch-up called a super catch-up, but it only applies to a certain age group, specifically those who are age 60, 61, 62, or 63 in 2025. Those individuals can do a catch-up contribution of $11,250 instead of $7,500. So it's not both. You can't contribute $7,500 and then another $11,250. And again, it's only available to those who are age 60, 61, 62, or 63 in 2025. So those who are age 50 or older can do 7,500. If you fall within this age group here, you can do a contribute. You can make a contribution at $11,250 instead of 7,500. If you're age 64 or older, it reverts back to that catch-up amount of $7,500. So that's how it works with respect to being able to transfer IRAs, former employer plans, over to a solo 401k plan without impacting your annual solo 401k contribution amounts. All right, let's see if we have any questions here on the live chat. Looks like we don't have any questions today. Again, please like this video as it helps to get the word out to other solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, self-employed persons like you. The number of self-employed persons increases every day, and we appreciate your participation in helping to get this important information out to others just like you. Thank you again, and have a good rest of the day.